Alright, 3, 2, 1, here we go. Hi. Welcome back to Fifi Quest. Fifi Quest is the podcast that documents my, Fifi Dosch, formerly Joe Dosch's, transition from male to female. I got my squirrel Stein here, full of water, to moisten my throat. What an intro that was. If you're listening at home, I have a Stein, which is a German, normally holds beer holding beverage with a squirrel on it. And boy, are you missing out if you didn't catch that gem on video, like all the YouTube watchers. Oh, God. It's good to be back, everybody. I guess it's just... You know what? Here's the thing. The way I do this podcast is I usually record it like kind of at the last second I need to, so I have enough time to upload it on my schedule. Cause for the main reason is I don't want it to feel too rehearsed. I don't want to come in and always like have some pre-rehearsed thing about, hey, here's some little script I wrote in my head that like sounds smart and sounds wise and thoughtful or whatever, and shows a lot of experience. Sometimes, like a big part of this podcast is me goofing around, but you know what? A massive part of it is me documenting my transition, and not every day is great, and that's okay. This is just kind of one of those days for me, you guys. Yeah, I just don't feel like a girl today. I just don't. I mean, wearing a dress. I have a quartz necklace, which is a channeling crystal of femininity, as everyone in, let's say, Arkansas knows. You're like everyone in, I'm sure everyone in Little Rock, Arkansas is like, oh, don't lecture me with this basic crystallography, Fifi. Like, let's start talking about fire signs or something more advanced. Yeah, I don't really feel like a girl today, guys. I feel very blah, Some days I feel like Fifi, some days I feel like how Joe used to feel. And that's how I feel today. And that's okay. My life starts going to shit when I try to control it too tightly. And, used to be if I wasn't feeling amazing, I would panic and I would think, what do I need? I gotta do something. I gotta fix this right now. Cause nothing will ever be okay. Cause I had such a distrust of life. But now I'm like, well, I don't feel great today. Tomorrow I'll probably feel better. Not to sound like Ed Wood or anything. Oh, worst movie I ever saw? Well, my next one will be better. I want to feel more feminine than I do. Want to feel like more of a girl than I do. I have an appointment with the endocrinologist coming up in a couple weeks. Because right now I'm on a comparatively low dose of hormones. Doing it kind of, my endocrinologist is doing it kind of conservatively, which is wise. I mean, bottom line is like emotionally I'm pretty stable, which is good. I've got a lot of addiction issues, so I don't need to be jarring it around too much, which I get, but like I'm ready to ramp this shit up. It's like, my doctor asks how I'm feeling with my estrogen. I'm going to be like, bitch, dunk me in a vat of that shit like the Joker. So I can just emerge on the other side, you know what I mean? Yeah, and you know what? Like, honestly, I'm looking for things to open up, too, because there's stuff I want to start doing. I want to get my brows done. I want to get some laser hair removal on my face. Like, and I'm not picking on myself by saying this, but like I'm looking at my reflection in this recording right now, and it's like, it's like 9:30 at night right now, and I can see I have like 5 o'clock shadow under my makeup, and it's, it's gonna have to get a thing where I'd have to like take all my makeup off midday and shave in the evening if I'm gonna, not have that at night, or and I want to get like new foundation, but all the makeup places are closed, and granted Walgreens is open, but it's not the greatest foundation in the world. A early male to female trans girl could probably use some pretty high-end foundation, but can't go do that because of Comrade Newsom and his hatred of freedom. By the way, I don't know, look, girls, I don't know how you all feel about this, but I am going to absolutely fuck up Sephora when this thing blows over, let me tell you. It's gonna be like Jumanji and that motherfucker. But even then, that's gonna be shaky, too, because, like, if they open up the place with no vaccine, Sephora is a place where, everything you do, you're putting it on a sensitive face hole, your vulnerable head areas. And what do people do in the mall? They just pawn over everything all day, aren't they? Just pawn all over it. So there's that. Good Lord. I just want to get going with it, everyone. It's very easy for me to be like, look, I waited 30-something years to be a girl. How about let's do it fucking now? But, like, giving myself a right to be... giving myself a justification to complain to anyone doesn't help me. It just makes my day worse. But, yeah. Sometimes there's just nothing to do but just kind of, I do my voice exercise in the morning, I take my pills, I get dressed up every day, I shave my body, and if I don't feel it, then I guess I'm just... Sometimes there's just nothing to do but do everything essential and then say fuck it and watch TV till a new day happens. That's just what it is. So. It hasn't been all that. I actually did a Zoom comedy show just right before I recorded this. But that actually, I've been kind of down on Zoom shows. I mean, they're fine. I got nothing against them. I just kind of was like, I didn't really feel the need to do them at this time. I kind of needed a break for a while. I mean, when I think about it, like I was telling a friend, I literally don't think I've gone more than a week or two without doing a set of comedy in like 10 years. So, if I didn't do comedy for 6 months, let's say, what's that? It's barely even significant overall. It's a drop in the bucket. So, also, I think, like, me doing comedy this sparingly, all the shows are going good, and, like, I feel sharp doing them. So really, it's kind of, I needed very much to, like, I used to be very panicky about stand-up, like, I need to do it all the time, or I'm gonna get bad, and if I get bad, my life is over and I'm a piece of shit. And I really, when this all opens up again, I can't do comedy that way anymore, I won't. So I really gotta give, like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna give way less of a fuck about comedy and my career and really most everything when I come back, because there's one thing I've learned about doing Zoom during the quarantine. It's that all that, like, this thing I think I need to do to give myself a right to feel good, it's gonna go away if I'm not on it all the time. That's not true. And when I give less of a shit, I feel good, I have more fun, things go better. So I'm gonna keep that, I'm gonna act as if on that for a while, I think. Anyway. Yeah, so, by the way, it's a funny thing I wanted to mention in terms of, like, I said a couple seconds ago about sometimes there's nothing to do but just turn on a movie and just ride out the ugh. in terms of that stuff, I've noticed I've really, really, really been watching kind of like, what do you call it? Like my media hygiene, let's call it, you know? I've been watching a lot about like just the kind of things I watch or the kind of media I take in, and yeah, I've noticed like some stuff I used to enjoy. Like I'll be like, oh, I'll put this on again. I used to like this. Whatever. I just need some to whatever watch right now. A lot of stuff like that. When I get done, like I don't really feel that joyous. I feel like it's kind of down and angry, and like I don't want. And I've talked before like how I really don't dig violence anymore. But like I'm really not into like negativity or like nihilism or cynicism anymore. Like I don't want that in my mind. Like I think what there is to gain from that stuff, I think I've gained it. Like I remember when I went and saw the Joker movie with a friend, I remember walking out of it and thinking like that was good, but like I don't think I need to watch stuff like this anymore. Like I think I definitely get that. I think I have a PhD in life can be bad, and I think I get it. And now I want to really, really focus more on like how life can be good. I think I understand, people's inhumanity to people and that, and I think maybe giving it any more energy is just kind of wallowing, and I'm done with that. I'm done with that shit. Yeah, there's stuff I just won't watch anymore. Like one thing I have like a hard red light on is I will not watch My 600-Pound Life anymore. Because I realize the only reason I watch shows like that or watch shows like Intervention is, well, one, because, I don't have any problems myself. And it's just amusing to look at, a person with problems and addiction issues. I don't identify with that. What a novel idea, So, yeah, but I realize there's a lot of stuff like that I really only watch so I can be like, look, I'm better than you. Look at you, piece of shit. I would never do. It's like ego porn, and I just can't do it with that anymore. I don't have the dubious luxury of watching stuff like that, because I feel like I'm in a terrible, unloving mood where I don't like myself, I don't like feeling in my body, and I don't like life, and I'm like, enough's enough on that for me. So, what I have been watching a lot, which is something I never got into as a kid, was, and it always seemed like something I would dig. I was into similar stuff, but I started watching Star Trek: The Next Generation, and I love it because it's so positive. It's just like, it's not like, it's not pabulum either. It's not like wholesome memes. Like, it gets very serious. Like, I don't cut out dark things. Dark is okay. Dark is okay as long as they're, like, aiming at light. Stuff that's aiming down, I don't do anymore. But, like, Star Trek is all about, like, okay, we're all on this ship together, and we're gonna go exploring, and if there's a problem, we're gonna figure it out, and, like, it's, like, one of the only shows I've ever seen where it's, like, there's a lot of listening in The Next Generation. There's a lot of, like, Picard is like, oh, geez, I don't know what to do. Everyone around here is everyone on my ship is valuable, and they have things to say, and I'm going to take in what they have to say and respect them, and if they need something, I'm going to divert from there's no, like, we can't afford with your feelings, Mr. Worf, we got a mission to do. There's, like, none of that. There's a lot of, like, I just watched an episode where Worf had to go back to the Klingon planet and defend his homeworld, and, Picard was going to be his Choctaw or whatever Klingon is. Holy shit, I'm already learning Klingon. Fuck. But my point is, he's like, no, Worf, I'll help you. You're important to me, and you're valuable to this ship, so we're going to take the time out to solve your problem, buddy. And their whole thing is, we're going to go to places, and we're not going to patronize people, we're not going to dominate people, and we're going to respect them and their civilization, even if we're not perfect, and yeah, go team. I dig it. Yeah. It'd be nice to put more stuff like that out in the world. Like, how do I want to phrase this? Like, I like outrageous for the sake of outrageous. I really do. It brings me so much joy when I'm feeling down. I think that's kind of the thing about darker things, is they're for people in a darker place, or who will admit they're in a darker place. And I think to be able to take some disturbing things and like flip them around into something that's funny, even if it's like, oh my god, that's so outrageous, I really do think there's so much positive beauty in that. It can go awry easily, sure, but you know what, like, stuff that's just in finger quotes positive and, there's nothing to object to, that doesn't, I think if humor is meant to uplift, some of that humor doesn't go deep enough to the stuff that needs to be uplifting, that needs to be uplifted in people's spirits. So that's what I think. Anyway, by the way, oh god, I get so much junk in my throat with like physical therapy, and like, when I was talking about not really feeling like a girl today, like I feel like my voice feels forced to me. I don't know how it sounds to you guys. Someone's voice always sounds different to themselves, but it's just like when I'm like feeling feminine, it just floats out. It's like when I'm in a mood like today, it's like I'm trying to be a girl rather than allowing myself or letting myself to be one. So that's different, but hey, you know what? Those days happen and it's okay. So by the way, a couple of you regular listeners might be wondering why I'm not in Montana. You said I was going there. That all got postponed. The friends I would stay with, they live on a farm that they're trying to sell, and they had to show the farm for a while till some buyers came through, and they, needed, like, it's a farm with a lot of acreage, so they had to do a lot of weeding and everything, and it would just have been a whole thing, and, like, we want everyone to be able to, like, have fun when I'm up there. I don't want to be like, hey, great, enjoy your work, I'm gonna go party, or, like, and frankly, I don't want to be, like, I need to be doing, like, a week of 12-hour a day 19th century weeding, either. So there's that. But anyway, that's why I'm still in LA, but I'm gonna head up there. If for whatever reason that falls through, I'm gonna go up to Mammoth or something. Went up to Mount Baldy recently, yesterday it was, and I don't know, I really like the spiritual rejuvenation of being out in the woods. If you live in Southern California, Mount Baldy is dope. You need to go there. It's open now. It's like being in like Montana or Oregon. I mean, it's a little warmer and drier, obviously, but it's mountainy. It smells like a wooded mountain, and it's like an hour north of Claremont. It's so close to LA. LA does not get enough credit for being a gigantic metropolitan area that's so close to all this nature. I think people get it in their head that it's like far away, and it's just so not. It's such a blessing, you guys. I love it. And even like when I was living in Montana, the closest, hiking places were at least a half hour away. Most were like 45 minutes an hour, at least. And that's like, LA is the same way to some of the most beautiful places in the world. It's such an underrated, cool thing. I so dig it. But one thing I noticed when I was at Mount Baldy is, I've talked about this before, how I had, I'm very wary of, not controlling everything, and it's difficult for me to accept the fact that, life would do good things for me just because, or that, not only that, life wants to do good for things for me, and it's waiting urgently for me to get in a place emotionally where I can receive it so I can give it to me. Life is going, come on, I want to show love to Fifi and prosperity to Fifi. I did struggle with that for a while. I do pretty well with it now, but when I was up at Mount Baldy, it's just the nature, it's so beautiful and so remarkable, and I just thought, this is what life does when people are out of its way. So if this is what life gets up to, if I can let it work through me and do my part, but for the most part just be a vessel and be right-sized and give room in my life for God or whatever the force you want to cover it is. If I can just float on that wind and easily do what I'm meant to do and no more, it's amazing things are going to happen for me and for everyone. So it felt good. That was fun. And I saw snow when I was up there. If you go on my Instagram at Fifi Dosch, there'll be some California snow. Some nearly June Southern California wet stuff and snowy stuff. Pretty cool. Yeah. But gosh, I do really want to get to my endocrinologist. I want some more self-care things to open up. I want to get and feel in my body more, in my femininity more. I want to feel like I move in my body like I was talking about on a couple episodes ago. Because it's just, it's tough some days, you guys. It's tough for trans people to feel like the gender they're trying to be. It's sometimes, it's just it's like a million little things you'd never think of. The last couple of days, you know what I've been thinking? My skin is too hard. Why is my skin too hard? It's way too hard to be a girl in. My tits feel like they're in PVC pipe. Nobody wants that. Just hard-ass C-3PO tits. Or I feel like I have guy arm veins too. It's just fuck that. I'm done with that. I'm done pointing out that crap. I gave that its due. Enough of that. Because I'm not going to look at the negative. That never serves me. It doesn't protect me from anything. I'm going to list out some things about me that are going right. You can't tell in this dress I'm wearing right now, but my hips are definitely coming in. I am getting some definite curves going down in the hip areas. My butt is coming in pretty well. You know what? I'm going to say very well, if I do say so myself. I have very pretty eyes. I am really grateful for my eyelashes. Really blessed with those. And, I've taken to my voice therapy very, very well. That's been a huge success. I do that every day. And for the amount of time I've been doing that, that's really going tremendously. And, gosh, what else is going right? Transition-wise, biologically speaking, I'm wearing all girl clothes. I don't wear pants ever. And you know what? In the last episode I did, I really liked how I looked in that video. I felt just like, oh wow, you look like a girl, and you look feminine and girly, and I love the way you look in that video, Fifi. So, there's some positive stuff to stick in your positivity hole and set it alight. Yeah. Yeah, but that's... So I guess that's what's going on with me this week, everybody. That's what I got going on. Just trying to stay positive. Having a lot of fun. You know, I gotta give a shout out to Danny Minch, a good friend of mine he's run a lot of comedy rooms in the Fresno, California area for many, many years. Always had a lot of fun doing his shows. It was his show I just did a little bit ago. And, which I totally forgot to promote this podcast on. Whatever. But yeah, doing that show really made me feel good about what I chose to do with my life, being comedy and being artistic, you know, because like not doing it for so long and made me wonder like, hey, is this even a thing I should be doing? But been feeling not only great about my transition choices lately, I've been feeling good about a lot of choices about my life lately. I find it really easy as a transgendered person to you know, it's like if you come to a day where you're like, hey, my gender, this thing that's pretty important and foundation, if this foundational thing about me is wrong, what else is wrong in my life? And it turns out a lot is right in my life. So that's that. But anyway, trying to think what else I can share with you guys. I'm not going to move this microphone around too much. Sorry if you heard that. I always hated in stand-up when people like rattle the mic around in the holder where it sounds like... Yuck. Pet peeve. Oh, I'll tell you this. It's starting to get hot here in California. I am wondering how swimming is gonna go and going to the beach is gonna go, 'cause anatomically I got some stuff going on that makes that a little difficult. It's a thinker anyway. You know, don't have the biggest tits in yet, and that can be kind of difficult when you have like a boy's size chest but not a lot of tits just yet. Bras and bikini tops get a little squiffy. Dresses get a little squiffy, frankly. But also, there's no ladylike way to say this, but I'm not tucking at the beach. I want to be free as a bird, or I'm staying inside. And that's that. And I know they got things like, yeah, they have swimsuits that like are like bikini tops and bikini bottoms, and they have like a skirt that goes with it. And that's all well and good. However, you know, when you go in the water, excuse me. When you go in the water, what happens to your clothes? They get wet, is what they do. And that can stick to certain parts of your body. That maybe I wouldn't want that to happen so much. Not that I think it's wrong, but it's kind of a bummer. It's I think I tweeted this. If I've said it on a podcast before, I'm sorry, but being a trans woman with a penis, it's like living in a mansion, but that just has this Boondock Saints poster you can't move. So I don't know, it's kind of a bummer to be like, not that for anyone else, but for me to be like, boom, hey, here's your penis, Fifi. Still got that going on. I mean, I feel about my penis the way, like, old Republicans feel about gay people. They're like, well, I don't mind that they're there, but I don't want them rubbing in my face. So I don't know. I'll figure out what's to be done about that. In the meantime, I still got my wetsuit, so I can do some kayaking in the ocean and blend right in. And, oh, yeah, nothing too, just to share with you guys. I started doing, Rogaine for women and rubbing castor oil in my hair to make it grow faster and make it, to try to reverse some, don't want to say this word, but baldness is going on. So I got that, and I'll let you know how all that works. You know what, you guys? I know I want to start this podcast to share everything that's going on with all this. One day, I will show you what my hair looked like at the start of this, and what it will look like at the end. I think right now I don't quite feel comfortable sharing that. So, and that's okay too. So anyway, one of these days, you'll all get a good look at my bald spot. Not today. So anyway, I guess that's about a half hour, everybody. Jeez Louise. I liked this episode. Felt good to share with you. Trying to be more present with people. I went on I'll share this real quick before I go. I went on a social distance walk with a good friend of mine the other day. And, it's really, as a trans person, it's really hard to, tell I'm, in the right body, or at least aiming at the right one, or living as the right gender that I feel I am in my heart. Just intimacy. I can't have intimacy with other people until I've had it with myself. And when I was living as a guy, I just couldn't have it. And now that I'm really... When people used to talk about, someone being a warming presence or feeling like the warmth of someone's company, I didn't know what they meant. I thought that was just an expression, or I thought they were putting me on, or it was just something fake positive people said. But I think the other day I felt the warmth of a good friend, maybe for the first time. And that's a really good thing. So, that's about all I got for you today, guys. By the way, if you guys could retweet this podcast and share it around, I'm having a darndest time getting around the algorithms on the social media. It's like, I am big, it's the algorithms that got small. So if you guys could help a girl out and share this around if you like this content, I would really appreciate it. If you want to send me an email, you can write to fifiquestpodcast@gmail.com, or leave something in the comments of a YouTube video. I would love to talk to you. And that's Fifi Quest for this week. Love you guys. Thanks.